Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. Today I am continuing Berserk, as you can read the title for this video, and I'm reading the 10th Deluxe edition, which I am very nervous for and very excited for. It's time to unwrap this baby and continue this amazing story. Let's see. Will my heart be broken? I mean, probably. Let's see. Oh, I'm smiling because I know sadness is to come, but also happiness. Here is the little floppy flop. Covers volume 28 to 30, which means that Berserk will soon be my most read manga until I catch up with One Piece. Oh, it smells so good. Let's open the baby up. There is again like poster stuffs in the beginning. Was it always that? Oh god, look at that. It's terrible. Actually terrible. Oh, it's so beautiful. Look at them. I love it. I love it. Now we started, volume 28. And we are still in Falcon of the Millennium Empire arc. Falconia chapter. Were we always in the Falconia chapter? Pretty sure our chapter was called something else last time. Didn't it? Wasn't it? Can I check this? No, that was the Holy Evil chapter. But that was all the way before that again. So yeah, I guess you're in the new one? I can't recall. But yeah, the first chapter that we're going to read today is Proclaimed Omens. So let's get started. See you very soon. Actual goosebumps as always. Start out with Shreka and Guts sitting on the beach. They can't sleep. And then Shreka's elf hints that Shreka might like Guts. And I'm like, girl. But either way, then the Skull Knight shows up. He says that there's consequences every time he fights as a berserker, like when he uses the armor. He says that now it seems like he's already losing. But I wanted to see what he actually said. Color fades for the eyes, the tongue loses taste, shivering plays the fingertips, and it's only going to go worse and worse if he fights like that again and again. And then Guts is like, I would never lose control like that again. And I'm like, dude. And then Shrek is like, seems like you have used it before. And then the Skull Knight does admit that he did, which seems to be correct as what I said last video, where when he took the armor on, he looked like the Skull Knight. So he seems to be his armor once upon a time. But then he keeps talking, if you go down on this path, you will meet another apostle, and then that apostle will be the Hawk. And gets like, ah. But then he also says that if they go to Alfhelm, which is where they're going, they will meet King Hanafubuku, which is super powerful and can restore Casca's mind. Yeah, or could restore her mind. And I'm like, so now we just see what happens there. Next chapter is The Boy in the Moonlight. The Skull Knight also did add that Casca her wishes might not be the same as Guts's. So even if she does restore her mind, we don't know what she wants. He has like this idealization of her that may not exist anymore. But either way, then we see Casca going on the beach. She finds this little boy that really attached herself to her, and like they hug, and then he starts playing with Guts, and then they all like see like a little happy family for like 4 seconds, and I'm like, I don't like this. And they're gonna see if they can find where the boy belongs to. He doesn't speak, and then Casca like holds him when he sleeps, like the boy, and Guts think about the child that she lost, which is also sad. This is just really sad overall. And then we just zoom in on a crocodile in the ocean or something. Okay, we go into familiars. Okay, so when I said that there was a crocodile in the water, they literally came out and attacked them in the little hut they were staying in, and they are fighting Isidro and the dude that is written for this. I keep forgetting his name. Scorpio, Serpico. They're fighting, and I guess it's joining them, and it's like, you're still like recovering. Maybe you should fight. He needs to glue his hand to his sword because he keeps shaking. And I'm like, Guts, please. And then they're fighting, and they're like, wow, he's completely recovered, but then notice the whole hand thing. And they're fighting the crocodiles. And then we zoom into the child. So I'm like, does the child, is he the one controlling these crocodiles? Maybe. We shall see. Next one is Supernatural Fog. Okay, so they're like fighting the crocodiles, etc. And then Shreka says that there's spellcasters controlling these, and she finds them, and they are Kushan, but they kill them. But then it's not over yet. She also cast like a huge spell where like the cabin is safe, but like then at least I don't need to like worry about them going in there. Then Isidore complains that it's always so flashy. But yeah, and then they kill like the spellcasters. But then they're like, oh wait, and then we turn around and we see this. I wouldn't know how to describe this, but it's stunning. It's like a elephant nose thingy, sea creature thingy, because the next chapter is called Sea Beast Makara. So I assume maybe this is some kind of like sea beast thing called Makara. But yeah, let's go. Okay. I forgot to say earlier when they were fighting, Guts need to like resist that like the armor takes over so that he goes berserk, I was gonna say, because then he can lose himself and it's dangerous for him. Fights his sea beast and they're all like, is this gonna go okay? And I'm like, oh, he's super good and he's back to his old self. 3 seconds later he gets owned, he gets flung into a wall, and then the helmet goes on and he is again back in berserk mode. Shrek is like, okay, I will bring him back again. And I'm like, is this gonna keep happening? Because I don't think that's a good thing for, well, Guts' body is gonna hurt, you know? And I don't even know. But yeah, they couldn't take the spellcasters down this time because they were out in the sea. And I'm like, why is these people after them? I mean, I assume maybe it's Griffith sending them after them, but I'm like, can you just leave them alone? Just let them go to Alfheim and eat some plants. I don't know. Okay, the Roar of the Sea is the next one. Okay, so Guts is owning the club. He's swinging around and all that good stuff. But then Sir Pico says that the Berserkers were known to be feared, not only because they killed everything in their path enemies, they also turned to the allies. And then we see Guts turns toward like the whole gang. And we just see that he sees them like blobs and almost attacks them. But then a little flying thing shows up and says, stop, which I assume is Puck. But still, that is not cool, not dangerous, bad, very bad. That's basically what happened. He was really badass though, and it looked stunning. It looks actually like the artwork used here is it's just raw and like so interesting to see. I like don't have words of how this looks. It's just my heart. Okay, well, the next chapter is called Superhuman Jnanin. Okay, the light that I thought was Guts was not Guts. It just looked like a little fairy. I assumed it was Guts, but it wasn't. Shireka manages her spell and puts him back, and they're all like, well, that was not good, but I guess this is gonna keep happening, because what else are we gonna do? Because Isidore was literally like, as long as we have Shireka's magic, we will be fine. What if one day they don't? What if one day she, I don't know, can't pull through a spell? I don't know. This is not a good thing. Either way, they survived. They were all happy. Woohoo. The kid disappeared that they found earlier. Then we switch over for a bit to like a Kushan ship. And then there's this old dude that is like, hey, no one could ever beat a group of like Kushan sorcerers. Well, they did. And he's like, how could this be? And then we see them like, it seems like a port town. Like Guts and a gang. And then it's over. Now we have Navy Yard, so I assume that's where we're going. Let's hope that no one dies in this Navy Yard, because they usually bring trouble or meet trouble. Okay, so they arrive at this city. There's a lot of armies there, like loads of different ones. And Sir Pico just know all of them, because that's what he was supposed to know, apparently. And they are like, oh, impressed with knowledge. And then I talk about different like bands and mercenaries. And then I talk about the Band of the Hawk. And I just like, oh my god, yeah, Griffith, he was so and so and so. He was so charismatic. He ended the war, blah, 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 blah. And then Easter just says that he looked up to like the Raiders captain and that he was super strong. He took down 100 men. And then they all turned to Gus and like, well, we know that you were a mercenary once. Which band were you in? And he was just like, it's such a long time ago. I don't remember. And I'm like, I keep forgetting that people outside the Hawks don't know what happened to the Hawks. Is that we know, sadly. And that there was a like conflict between the king and Griffith that made like the collaboration end. And like, yeah, you can say that. And then people look weird at Shireka because she has like witch clothes. And then Ishido's like, get new clothes. And then like shows her hat in the street, and then her little fairy is like, that was really mean of you. That's the only clothes she had. So everything burned in the fire, and they were handmade by Flora. And he's like, oh. And then she rolls off because she's sad. Isidore is sent after her because to get them to the lodgings they're gonna have. And then Shireka, when she's like alone in the streets, sees like a weird like ghost like shriveling creature, and she's assuming going after that. And yeah, the next chapter is called City of Humans. So Shireke followed the spirit thing, whatever it was, and see a lot of dead bodies hanging. And then she realizes that these are Kushan that was used as slaves, livestock, whatever. And she's asked some soldiers, like, why did you hang these people? And they're like, ha ha ha, they deserve it. Then she sees this huge ship and it's like, wow, this is the world I live in. It's huge. And then we have Isidro looking for her, basically. Then we have the Kite and the Old of the Wharf. Don't know what that means, but let's go. Oh yeah, Isidro also stood there like talking to himself. It's like, where is she? I thought that the witch was done out anywhere. And then there's a soldier coming up behind him. It's like, what's this witch you're talking about? I want to hear more about it. Because I saw now that the next scene opens with like Isidro talking with a soldier that wants to hear more about this witch. Okay, so volume 28 is finished. We have Isidro talking to that soldier dude who says he's looking for the witch, and it's like, I don't know what you're talking about, I'm running away. But that dude is like very much like, tell me. But Isidro does manage to run. And also you could see Puck when Puck like tried to throw something in his face. And I like, oh, super shocked. And then we have Shireka sitting on like the pier and is surrounded by birds. And this girl comes over to her and is like, oh, you are really a witch. And I think the girl is the one following Griffith, the one that we saw in the last one, basically directing with demons and not Carrie. And she is just talking about like, as if they're two creatures, a swan, a kite, I don't even know. And saying they could be friends. But I don't know if she's on Griffith's side. We don't want her to be near Shireka. And then a lot of kids shows up trying to run away from some pirates because they've been kidnapped. And Shireka is like, stop! So she might try to save them, which of course is good because we don't want kids to be enslaved, but at the same time she's getting a lot of attention on herself, which is also bad. But yeah, I think that's the girl who follows Griffith. I'm pretty sure, I just don't remember. And she talked about like the hawk saving her, so I assume it is her. And she also, Shireki talked a bit about Guts without name, and then that girl was just like, oh, seems like you're in love. So why is this all these hints that Shireki loves Guts? Because I feel like Isidro kind of likes Shireka, so you shall see. Either way, Berserk, volume 29. The girl, it is her, because it said her name on the next page. It's Sonia. And now we are still in the same chapter and arc, and we are starting Bloodshed. Okay. So Shireka stops one of the dude by like making him not move, and then Isidro shows up and they start fighting, and he cuts one of them down for the first time. He cuts a man down. And they're like running around and they're like fighting a bit. And then the soldier dude, the kid that was there earlier that I talked to Isidro shows up. Turns out he is the protector of the girl, Sonia's, and she calls him the Duck Knight. I think, was he the one that was like the leader of that small army? And then I thought that it was Fernice in the last video or the last video. I don't even remember who it is. But then they are fighting and it's going really well. And then Boss Man shows up, who looks like a really, really sad version of Captain Jack Sparrow. And I guess they're going to fight him as well. Of course, the second they come into the city, they need to fight someone. Gets them down and trying to find an inn, and it's full. So the next one is Warrior. Okay, so the fight continues with like the main pirate. He actually owns the Duck Knight. I call him the Duck Knight now. And he also owns Isidro. But then another random bigger knight shows up. Like I don't actually know who he was because he disappeared right afterwards. And defeats the pirate dude very easily. He goes into the water and can't swim. So he's goodbye. So they free like all the children and stuff. And then Sonia says that they're going to take them with them and asks Shireka if she also wants to come. And I'm like, will she? Because that's so random and weird. And I don't like Sonia. I hope she dies. I really don't like her. That's basically what happened. And now it is a Meager Supper. So in this one, the Duck Knight and like Isidro has a random fight, and they're just like discussing who is the best. Even though they were good, but they both kind of sucked as well. Like a friendly fight. And then we have Sonia saying goodbye to Shireka. You know, she got offered to come with them, but obviously she said no. And then they leave with the kids, which I don't think is a good thing. That means they go to Griffith, but okay. Obviously, they don't know that. We know that, but they don't know that. And then they go back to the place they found lodgings. They're eating. And Duke comes over to flirt with Casca and kicks him in the face, which I think is funny. And then we have Shireka trying out completely new clothes. She doesn't have the witch clothes anymore. She looks very cute. And then there's a little like fight in the tavern or whatever they're staying at. And that's basically it. They're a happy, cute little family. Guts also came to look for them. I was standing by the gate, but didn't interfere. And he was just standing there like far away. And Sonia was like, it's the dude that you were talking about earlier, the one over by the gate. And I'm like, why does Shireka hinting at Shireka like Guts? I don't know. Because she's so much younger than him, right? I don't even know. But they are all precious. And then Isidro also said sorry to Cherokee for making fun of her clothes. It was very sweet. And now we have homing. And also, Cherokee had a vision that the town that they're in is going to go to shit. So hopefully they will leave soon. But yeah, homing. In this chapter, we are in Griffith's camp. And we have Charlotte. She made some sweet award to give to Griffith. And is very shy. She's like, I don't want to disturb him. And then she went over. Then Sonia just arrived home. And it's like, Griffith, I'm home. And then she sees Charlotte. And Charlotte sees her. And it seems like they both want Griffith. But I don't think either of them has him, to be honest. He's manipulating them both. But she made some sweets, and Sonia took them. It's like, oh my god, it's so tasty. And Charlotte's like, oh, thank you. And the Duck Knight shouts at Sonia that she's inconsiderate when she was a moment alone with Griffith, and Sonia ruins it, clearly because she's jealous. And then now she's talking to a hunter and falls asleep by a fire. I'm like, is she going to set this hunter at Charlotte? Because I don't think Griffith is going to be happy about that. And apparently she has also a medium, so she can like feel thoughts or something from people around her or something. When he like shouted at her, he said that she was all alone for many years with the enemy. You should be more considerate. And then she's just later when she's with a hunter, she's like, she was not the only one that was alone. So yeah, some drama there in the camp. Now we go over to Vandimion. So we have Shareka teaching Renee some magic, or trying to like teach the basics, I guess. Gus is lying in the bed. I don't know if he's sleeping or what. He's literally, I mean, he's not sleeping, he's talking, but he looks creepy when he's sleeping. His one eye is open, the other one is closed, but obviously that's just how it is. Either way, then Lady Fenice is like, let me take care of this because I need a ship, etc. And then she goes to this big mansion house where a dude is shouting at his son. And then a lady comes in and it's Fenice, and he's like, I heard what happened. Everyone died. You're shamelessly still alive. Why are you here? And then she's trying to ask for a ship, but she can't. Then he leaves. She got owned in a sad way. Then we go to in the garden. What is going on? Okay, so first we have Shareka and Casca bathing. They strung up Isidro so you can't peek, but he tries to peek anyway, but fails. I think naked Shareka fell on Guts when he was like sleeping, because he is like resting in the bed basically the whole time now because he needs to recover his body. And she's like, super embarrassed. And then we switch over to Fenice again. I thought they left the mansion, but they didn't. Like, she take a bath. She's being attended to by like the servants or whatever. And then she talks with her brother. And he says, if you do me one favor, I will give you one ship. I can do that. And I'm like, what is this favor? Does he want to marry her? I guess that's what it seems like. And then we go over back to Shareka taking care of Guts. She's going to feed him, etc. And then Casca and Isidra's just messing around, basically. And then Serpico comes back without her. And he's like, well, we got a ship, but Fenice is not coming back. And I'm like, what? Is he tricking them? Or why is she not coming back? We don't know. Because the chapter ended. And now we have the White Lily of the Field. I do hope Fenice comes back with them. Maybe, yeah. So it turns out that Serpico said, as I said, that Casca's not coming back. And then Guts is like, something is not right here. This is so weird. Like, she wanted to learn magic. She takes care of Casca. Casca's the most attached to her. Why would she just leave us? Sends the elves after her. They go into this huge mansion, eat a lot of food, and then spy on Lady Fenice, who is now engaged to this friend of the brother. And they're just like, he's super rich, so they like that. And Lady Fenice is just like, yeah. And then the elves go back and report. And Guts is like, she chose this, but to get a ship, some good food, and Casca's babysitter, because, like, again, she was the one taking care of Casca the most. They're like, nah, we don't like this deal. So we shall see if they go in. They can find another way to get a ship, I assume. That's good. And not abandoning Lady Fenice, who sacrificed her what she really wanted to get them on. That is true friendship. Love it. Love it. Okay, the next chapter is called Mother. Who is Mother? Lady Fenice? Mother? Turns out the chapter Mother is literally about a mother. It's the mother of Fenice. She shows up and basically talks to her and say that her father has always been stupid and that he never understood Fernice. She's been very expressive and brave and different, that he didn't know how to deal with her, even though she feels like she's never been brave because she can't really like even form sentences around him. Her mother's just like, I'm proud to have a daughter like you. It's a ball tomorrow. Can I go with you? And she's like, sure. Very sweet moment actually. And then we have just Guts and them going to her house trying to find her. And I think like the carriage went right in front of them. So they just missed her. And now there is a ball. Look at this fancy, not monarchy, aristocratic stuff happening, which I always enjoy. And now we have the chapter, which is called The Ball. So the ball is literally a ball. We have Lady Fernice, all the brother talking with like her fiance. They're like, haha, we're gonna take over the world and be cool and strong together, blah 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 blah. And then Lady Fernice arrives, they start dancing, like her and her fiance. He has a name, it's not that important. And her mother's talk to Serpico, and it's like, yeah, you protected her for a long time and this bond cannot be separated. If either of them ever dies, I'm done for. We have Guts and them arriving at the party and they're like, who goes there? Who are you guys? And yeah, that's how it ends when them try to go inside. Now we have the Colonnade Chamber. And then Volume 29 was done. So in this one, we have them arriving. There was this luminous creature arriving. So the soldiers ran off scared, I think. But the creature didn't attack Guts of them. So then I guess it's like, what's going to happen here tonight? And then Serpico calls them under this chamber underground. And I thought at first he was going to lead them in. But then apparently he's there to stop them. He's like, I cannot let this happen. I guess it's like against Lady Fernice's wishes or something. Or is it, no, he hates Guts because he hates that Lady Fernice is like, I was going to say shoveling dirt because of him. But he wants her to be a lady. I don't actually remember what he wants. But then it's like, it's time for us to fight. And I guess it's like, fine. But there's like loads of pillars there on the ground. And it's like really tight between all the pillars. I guess they're holding something up. But the point is that Guts has a huge sword. Whereas Serpico has like a little like, you know, fencing. I was going to say knife, but sword. So they start fighting, and then the volume ends, and now we are in volume 30, still in the same arc chapter, all that, of course. It's going to start with Duel, which is what they are doing, and they need to stop fighting each other and start working together better. So they're basically dueling, and then Serpico basically is thinking that Guts one day will kill Fernice because of the Berserk armor, and that's why he doesn't allow this to happen and try to stop him. And then I think he tries to like track Guts in like movements, like in their fight, and then I think he fails every time and is not doing. Cannot be Guts, you know. He's Guts, the best swordsman there is. And now it is like right before it looks like Serpico had him, but I guess was like nope. And now it is Suzerain of the Religious domain. The duel ends with Serpico losing, but he survives. And Isidore's like, you guys fight for real and get so yeah? And I'm like, what do you mean? Why were you fighting? Very shocked. I love it. And then we switch over to the ballroom. And then Guts says that this city will soon be a battlefield. And Shreka thinks about what Sonia said to her earlier. And then they're just like, need to get out of there. We're going to get Lady Fernice first, or at least talk to her. Then we switch over to the ballroom. They're having speeches. Her brother is going to like introduce her and like his friend's fiance, whatever. But then she turns around and Lady Fernice is not there because she went to look for Serpico. She couldn't find him. And then in the next moment, there's a fog coming and this monster showing up. And then we shall see what happens next because the crews are not coming and they will obviously go out to the most powerful in the city, which is in the ballroom. And now we have Enchanted Tiger. So maybe it's not a wolf or whatever, just call it. It is a tiger. The tiger is really a tiger and it kills some people. People are very shocked. It tries to attack some more people. Fernice actually managed to stab it with like a long like stave thing, but she can't move properly in her dress. And then right before the tiger is going to slash her, Serpico comes in and saves her. And he has like the cape back that Sharika gave to him like in the last chapter. And it like went straight onto him because he wanted to go back to his owner. And then he's like, sorry, I'm late. I need to be a guide. And then we switch over to Guts. So like, looks like the party's in full swing. I assume Guts is gonna fight his tiger. And we are now in chapter Intrusion, which is, I guess, either the tiger or Getsana. It's kind of both, I guess. Okay, so Gets manages to fight some people, whoosh whoosh with his sword, and people are like very impressed by him. And then they think it's over because he killed that one tiger, but then a bunch more shows up. And Serpico grabs Vernice. They all like collected again in one place with Casca and the others. And it's like, well, let's go. And then Lady Vernice is like, police, all my relatives are here. That we apparently care about. And I guess it's like, fine. Shrek over to find the sources that control the tigers. I didn't actually think that all the time we were attacked by these things, all the people were controlling them, but I assume in other places is usually because they were attracted to his mark, but now they meet these people because they are being controlled by the Kushan. So the Kushan astral beings are different from like the like people that attack Guts because of the marks. They clearly also look different. They're different kind of creatures. Out of one, some more like demonic things from like the clips, I guess. I just didn't think about the different type of use of creatures going after them until now, I guess. Pico's gonna make quick work of the sorcerers while Guts need to defend the people in the ballroom, and he's doing that. And now we have the Rusted Birdcage. Okay, so they are fighting, blah blah blah, Gets keeping the cargoes away. They're all really shocked that he's so good. Lady Fenice's fiance tries to take one down, but they can't, and then she helps him because she got like this thorn ring. She can control the thorns because Shrek gave her like a ring that she can do this, and saves him, and he's like, oh my god, very cool. And then all the tigers stop moving because Serpico swoosh whoosh on his end, and Lady Vernice is happy they came for her, it seems like. And I guess it's like, are you gonna stay with your family? And she's like, no, it was just a stop that was in my past, but I realized I want to visit again, but it's not where my future is. And I'm like, that's my girl. I mean, in theory, she should stay with them because I feel like they're gonna die, but at the same time, it doesn't seem safe here anyway. The people here don't know what they're doing. So yeah, now it is a Proclamation of War, but I don't like the sound of that, so we shall see. Okay, so basically, the fighting turned down, la la la, they're talking a bit. Her father has like a long speech. Lady Fenice's father has a long speech. It's like, oh, it was an illusion, la la la, the Christians to get us. And I guess it's like, dang, your father is tough. And then this huge head comes in the sky, and I think he was the head with the Christian earlier, I think. And he's like, illusion? What do you mean illusion? I will show you illusion. And then it's like, an apostle? Because the Skull Knight did say they will meet an apostle if they continue on this path, which I assume is this one. I assume we maybe will fight it. I don't know. But like this big head with beard in the sky that is like, how dare you? And then I think the head disappeared after that. I guess it's like, And I'm like, And then it seems like the Kushan army has arrived and it's gonna attack. And now we are Demon Beast invasion. Okay, so then they just stand there and talk for a bit. And we see like the city itself being attacked by different creatures like the crocodiles, the tigers in the town. And then the dude that I realize I need to know the name of, Magnifico, the like fiance, said that he will take them to like where they need to go, like he's on his way home because he's from another kingdom and he was there to deliver that to the king, and he's done that, so now he can leave, and he wants to still be engaged to Lady Vernice, and he's gonna bring them all with him. And I'm like, okay. And Guts is like, thank you. And I'm like, okay. And then, as they're leaving, a dude is running after Guts. It's like, hey, were you the greatest captain of the Band of the Hawk? And the chapter ends, I'm like, he knows him, so Guts seems as shocked as I am. I'm a bit confused. But basically, it started out with Guts saying to that dude, like, no, that's in the past, la 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 la. And then the other, like, what did he ask about? He was like, no, nothing. And then we switch over to, like, a holy dude, a really, really old dude lying in bed. And he sees, like, this holy revelation, which is basically Griffith or Hawk or whatever. And then Sonia and Lord of Duck shows up, and people are like, let's throw them out. And he's like, no, they are holy. It's been a divine revelation because it's like holiness around them, like he saw just in his weird dream. It's like literally an old dude. Have you seen him before? I cannot recall. Don't have any recollection whatsoever. Now we are City of Demon Beast Part 1. I wonder, is this the last chapter or is maybe Part 2 here as well? I'm not sure, but let's check it out. Okay, there was one more chapter, but basically we have them trying to leave the city. There's a lot of like beasts attacking them, so they need to like take them down, and they're really like good at this, obviously. And then what was his name again? The fiance dude, Magnifico, was like, oh my god, you guys are pretty impressed. I was pretty impressed, but my brother was also there, pretty impressed. And then Gets is like, wait, because they're gonna go on. But then another beast shows up, and then Gets turns to she reckons like, if it comes down to it, you know what to do. And she's like, yeah. And then they're gonna fight more. And now we are sadly done with another volume. It ended with Guts fighting like the big monster thingy. He didn't even need to go full Berserk. He was fine, and the others had like smaller fights. He looked really cool, and they were like, wow, we were impressed by him. And then he says, we gotta go. The ship is gonna burn that they're going to. And then it ended. And that's where we ended up with Berserk Volume 10. I feel like now I can honestly say we calmed a lot down since some of the stuff happening. We don't randomly see Griffith appear out of nowhere, which stresses me the hell out. We don't have the eclipse. I feel calm and better, honestly. And I like this. The fights, you know, are quite different from how when like we met other things fighting earlier. So obviously, like, I am enjoying it. I'm loving it so much, but I'm really curious to see like where this arc will go and what we will meet, etc. And I'm scared, but I'm also like, oh, I feel like I can breathe, and that also scares me because then I feel like it will hurt much more later. But yeah, obviously loving the story. The art is stunning. I'm really, really liking like the developments and seeing the different sides of the characters, and it's just amazing. I really don't have much more to say than that. Leave a tiger emoji down below if you have enjoyed this. You should see me soon in a new video. Thank you so much for watching and being here on my Berserk journey. And you should see me soon. Thank you so much. Goodbye.